Hello everybody and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, and today we are going to have a little closer look at my beautiful Philodendron hastatum silver sword. This plant has just been growing so amazingly for me. It's bushed out lovely and thick here. It's got the most amazing long leaves on it. Look at these leaves. They're much longer than my hand, much bigger than my hand completely. And well, it's growing so much that it's got too heavy for its stems, which are quite thick, but it's starting to lean out and splay over to the sides. And this one leaf down here is very big and needs some more space. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put a stake in the middle and tie it up. And I really didn't want to do this because I'm actually really loving the look of this shape, this spread out like this. It looks absolutely wonderful, but we only have a kind of narrow aisleway here to get into our TV room. Our TV is on the side over there. And well, a certain other person in this house has just walked past and ripped up one of the newest baby leaves here, and I am very upset about that. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This plant can't be allowed to just grow out this way because it's going to get ripped to shreds. So I'm going to have to tie it in and up. So basically, all I need to do is get myself a trusty old stake. It's not too tall because I don't really want to see this too much, and there isn't much height to the side ceiling here. So I'm going to just stick this in the middle, get some twine and tie this beautiful plant up. Now, this room gets medium light and it is close to an east-facing window, so the morning sunshine comes through the window into the room, but not directly onto the plant, so it gets light that way. And then from our bedroom, when the bedroom door is open, which it is all the time, in the evenings, the sunlight comes through the west-facing window and shines in through the other side. So there is plenty of filtered light for this plant, and it seems to be absolutely loving that. I let this plant dry out between waterings, and then I give it a good watering. And recently I've been fertilizing it, and it is just throwing out new leaves there, and one coming up there, because I have 3 separate stems, 3 separate vines in this one pot. And I just really love this mass. So before I go in and do anything with it, I just want to take you in for a closer look so you can see this beautiful silvery plant, my Philodendron hastatum silver sword. So now you've seen the plant close up and how wonderful it is, and you can understand why I am so happy and in love with this beautiful plant. Now I can get on with the staking. So first of all, quite easy. I'm just going to have to get up on my cushion here. Oh, this stake, these coconut fiber stakes get messed everywhere. And I just wanted this to be a quick, easy, non-dirty job today, but it's going to get a little bit dirty. So I just need to find a little spot, and I'm hoping I can just get right down into the middle straight away. That will make life much easier. And hopefully be able to just press this down into the middle. So that couldn't have gone easier for me. It's perfect, it's solid, and all I need to do now is get my twine and start twining up these beautiful vines. So I've got my twine here, and This twine is so perfect because when you tie it onto this stake here, it doesn't move up and down or anything. So let's try and get the first vine up now. And I'm thinking I'll start... Well, I've got a little bit of a problem I can see already, actually, because I have one big lovely leaf growing over another vine that I need to be able to get up. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to move those without damaging this plant in any way whatsoever. Oh. So this lovely big leaf down here needs to just be moved in front of this vine here. Oh, oh, yes. Oh. Ah. Yes, that went okay. She's got some lovely big leaves as well that are stuck underneath this other front one that's very big and heavy. Now, I need to relieve another leaf here. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, okay, it's worked out. But now she's stuck because this leaf down here is stuck under this heavy one here. And you're thinking, why don't you start with the heavy one? And I'm thinking if I start with the thickest, heaviest one first, I'm not going to be able to get into the smaller ones maybe afterwards. So, but you know what? It seems like I'm going to have to start with the bigger one to get all the leaves out of the way. Right, no, we'll do that. Here's my twine. Here's the biggest one. Let's get that one into place first. I'm going to have to bring the plant a little bit more forward to do this and around the back. And here it is. So I just need to find a solid baseline to get my twine around. I'm trying to get the twine around under the first set of nodes down here to give it an anchor to keep it in place. So that worked out. I don't want to put it around the petioles. I just want to have the stem of the plant held up, and I want the petioles to be free to move when they need to move. So this is the first one. It seems like I managed it. Get that tied up. Yes, where's my scissors to cut off the extra twine? I can't do it left-handedly. I thought I could, but you can't. So I'm going to have to go around the other way. Right, so that is the first stem up, no damage, and it seems perfectly good like that. Just one little piece of twine holding it up. So if we, and as you can see over there, that big leaf, this leaf here is just enormous, and I can't twist the plant around to get there. So now, but I need to, because we'll do it this way, see if it works. I need to tie up the second biggest one then and get that one in place. So a little bit more twine, and let's get twining up separately so that none of them come into conflict with each other later on. Oh, I just don't want to damage any of these beautiful leaves. I just don't. So it's so difficult. So I managed to get through the jungle here and here. And, oh, what happened there? Something flicked. Okay, I've got to get this leaf past me here so I don't damage it. Oh, like that. And now I need to get in here and pull this stem in as much as I can at the same time as trying to tie it. So that's done. And the good thing about this twine is it actually stays in place when you put the first knot as well, instead of wriggling out again, causing you a lot of trouble when you're trying to hold something in place at the same time as tying it up. So this is good with this fibre twine. So now I've got one more I need to put up, the smaller one. Where are you? Now you're kind of hiding because of all the bigger ones. There's that one. Oh, there you are. You're in front of me. You're in front of me and I can't see you. So I need to get the smallest one now. And the problem I had was all the leaves are twined around each other. So to get that one up, I need to get its leaves above the other leaves here. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to put it forward. And the same thing is happening over here now. I can see there is another leaf bigger leaf in the way of it. And now I can do it. And I've just noticed at the same time it has a lovely new leaf coming out on that smaller one there. So that is just so nice to see. So I'm going to have to go this way now to get my twine only around the stem of this smaller plant and not any of the petioles. And then, oh, it's so difficult to get in there. And then get that over to the other side to me, which I managed to do. And the other side here. And then I can get her pulled into place too without harming this other lovely large leaf here. So that this stem also gets in and tied up. And it did. That's it. Yeah, that's worked out fine. Oh, there's lots of lovely leaves. I just don't want them to get stuck on each other and so forth. One more knot here, and then I'm actually done with tying up my beautiful Philodendron hastatum silver sword. Scissors, twine, gone, done. That's it. My beautiful plant is now a little bit more tied in. So now we're all twined up. I can decide which is the new forward-facing way. Got a lovely new leaf coming out there, a lovely new leaf coming out there, and a lovely new leaf coming out there. So there are 3 new leaves coming out, and I couldn't be happier. This side seems quite nice and bushy with a lot of smaller leaves, but then I can't push it back against the wall, while this side has the bigger leaves that are lovely, and I've just pulled them in, and I'll be able to get this closer to the wall, making enough pathway for people to get past without ripping up these leaves. So I think that helped a little bit with this. Yes, it did. And now it's a bit more solid. She's quite dry, that's for sure. I'm going to test the soil with my water gauge in a moment and see if she is completely dry, and then give her a drop of water and a spray off to clean these leaves off. Now that leaf, that baby leaf that was hanging down here at the front, is at the top here that was damaged. I was going to cut that off because there's a new leaf coming out and there'll be more coming along, but I haven't got the heart to cut it off. I just think that leaf still looks beautiful. It's just a shame it got ripped there. What I'd actually like to do is just get a bit of sellotape and sellotape it underneath, but I'm just going to leave it like it is because I can't sellotape it together. It's a plant, right? Well, I could. But anyway, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And I just think this is looking wonderful. Now, she's working out in this space. There's a little bit of space for that leaf. That leaf will now be able to go up over on that side when my beautiful Afghanistan jade skull, who is called Cast-ite, moves out of the way. Then that leaf will be able to get up there. So let's have a little look at that. Yeah. So now there's space for her to fit in and do her thing. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. So basically, some care tips while we're here with just this one plant. It loves to dry out in between. It's a philodendron. They don't like to be too wet at all. If you let your philodendron sit in water, cloggy soil, it is going to root rot very quickly and die. It will lose its leaves, they will brown out, and then it will eventually just die off. Let it dry out completely, then give it a good watering. Let it dry out completely, and then give it a good watering. I water this plant once a week, a good amount. Not soaked. I don't like soak the whole soil. I don't mean a good amount that way, because then it will sit in the soil too long. I give it a good soak around the middle, in the middle. Let it soak through maybe 3 times, and then I feel like that's enough. And then I can get my water gauge and check how much of the soil has got moist from that and see if it's enough. And also to check after with a moisture gauge to see if you need to water again. The plant needs to dry out. It really does. Spray off the leaves, which is something that I need to get to with this plant because it hasn't been done for a little while. They're very dusty, but that happens in a house if you don't dust off the leaves. So if you want to keep the leaves clean and beautiful and shining silver, then make sure you spray off the leaves or dust them off somehow. I've started fertilizing this plant. I've used a liquid fertilizer, and that seems to be making this plant very happy. It's just a fertilizer I bought in the local supermarket, but it smells like a compost heap. It's a very dark brown. It's very good. It smells good. So that's kind of what I've used here. In this soil, it's a good potting mix, mixed with bark and mixed with perlite. That has made this plant very happy. Medium light to bright indirect light is what's going to make your plant happy and grow faster. It can grow in a lower light condition, but not too low, of course. There has to be some light, and never direct light, because you will burn the leaves and they will brown out or get brown spots and look horrible. This is not getting any direct light, and so there's no browning whatsoever on my leaves of my plant. She is just thriving happily in the middle of our upstairs area at Crystal Cottage, and I am just so proud of this plant. I really am. So basically, that's all I have for you for this video. I just wanted to show you that if your plant starts sprawling out, you can go in and put a stake in and then tie it up with some twine, and your plant will carry on as it is. And this plant, it will get to the top of this, and I don't want this plant vining up and becoming a big creature, okay? I want to keep this bushy effect. So as soon as this plant starts vining up to the top of this stake here and starts hanging out in this area, I will start pruning it off and keeping it in this shape, and then eventually have more plants, right? But at the moment, she's growing very well like this. And I just couldn't be happier. So let me just take you in for another very quick closer look so you can just see what the plant looks like now with its new coconut fibre stake in the middle, holding it all up and out of our alleyway here. So that's all I have for you for this video. Thank you very much once again for watching Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be uploaded. And I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.